Hello there. So in this presentation, I'm going to go over action takers in business. And I think that Loom, I film on Loom, if you guys don't know, just had the perfect line before I started this. So on the screen, it popped up, unpolished videos are okay. And so I love that because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today is taking action, even if things aren't perfect, even if you don't have it all together. The importance of taking action in business, particularly in generating leads, because you really try out new things and you learn in the process. It's never going to be perfect when you first get started, but the more action you take, the more you see what works and you have the data behind it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so taking action on your business is crucial, especially in generating leads. So if you've seen my other videos, you know how many ways there are to generate leads. There's ads, there's cold email marketing, there are so many social medias. There's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, etc. There is in-person networking. There is, trying to think of more lead gen strategies. There's just so many. So unless you try, you don't know what works or what doesn't work. And so really taking action is crucial. So the question I want to ask here is, have you ever been stuck in the brainstorming phase? So this is when you're like, oh, I'm going to plan out all my Instagram content, and then I'm going to plan all my podcast content, and then I'm going to plan all the events I'm going to go to, but you're not publishing anything. You're doing all this behind the scenes work, and you're like, but I don't know if I should choose podcast or Instagram, like which one? But if you're not trying, then how would you know if you don't have the data behind it? So what I want to discourage in this video is being stuck in the brainstorming phase. If you try and it doesn't work, that is better data than not trying at all. So what I want to see here is daily action. So reaching out to people. So we could build it up so far in our mind of like, how do I want to reach out to people? What message do I want to convey? Like, how do I want to DM people? But until you try out various methods, you're not going to know what feels good for you. So I would say pick one thing and try it out. And then if it doesn't work, pick another thing, try it out. And you need to give it time. Like, I'm not saying like each day try a new strategy, but what I'm saying is try something 100 times, see if it works. If it really isn't working, move on to something else. And if it is working, you took action and you got there versus just staying in your head about it. So I think that this daily action really applies to reaching out, engaging on social media. What you're going to say isn't always going to be perfect. It won't always convey the way you think, but you won't know until you try, especially posting content too. Like you could post 100 videos and maybe 99 of them don't land, but one really does. And so then you see that winning formula of like, hey, if I talk about this, my audience really likes it. It went viral. Email campaigns, again, you don't know what kind of emails will work until you test them with your audience. Networking groups, you don't know where you're going to find your next client, if the networking group is for you or not, but you don't know until you get there. And just actively promoting and inviting people in daily. Again, you don't know what kind of promotion works until you try. So in terms of a long-term approach, I also think that all of this kind of pays off. It compounds, right? So posting content, you're probably not going to have 10,000 followers the first day you post content, but if you continuously post content, one, you'll have better content at day 100 than day one. And two, it will grow over time. So maybe 10 people are there liking your stuff, and then they tell people, and then it's 100 people. So in this long-term approach, you really are building a community, and they will let you know. They'll let you know what works and what's not working and what they want to see. So always cater towards, what your audience wants to see. If you have questions about this, simply ask them. You can do a poll, you can DM them. They will give you feedback. So building a presence on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, podcasts, etc. It does take time, but eventually, the rewards will be really great because then you'll be able to post and actually have leads come to you versus you having to find these leads every single day. So create searchable content, I think, for lead generation. So this is stuff that will be there no matter what. People will be able to search, and again, you'll find that winning formula as long as you keep taking action and just really nurture your audience and make sure that they feel supported. And as long as you do that, you will keep on growing. Okay, so taking messy action. This is what I really want to emphasize in this video is embrace trying new things and put yourself out there. And I know that it's really uncomfortable at first, but until you try and put yourself out there, again, you're not going to know what works and what doesn't work until you give it a fair chance. I think imperfect action provides valuable data and momentum, and you'd rather do it imperfectly and learn than spend 10 years trying to perfect it only to realize maybe it's not the right thing. But messy action will always grow. You definitely get better at the things you do each day. So keep going, keep persisting, and just keep taking action. I think that this is how you learn and you grow as a business owner, and I wish I had done it sooner. I think that making videos and tutorials and educating people has been on my heart for a long time, but I always let other things get in the way of like, oh, I don't have the right cameras, or I don't have the right background, or I don't even know what people want to say. But by making daily YouTube videos, I'm able to then learn like, hey, this video really resonated. Hey, this video didn't work so much. And over time, I know that the growth will compound, and I know that right now, I'm just throwing ideas out there in a messy way, but it's giving me so much data. I'm able to learn, and this is how you grow. You have to just keep putting yourself out there. So in conclusion, I would say start taking action today. Whatever that thing on your heart is that you have been wanting to do, that you see other people doing, instead of thinking about it, just take that first step. And one step at a time towards building your business, and learn, adapt, and improve along the way. I think what I saw that really made me want to start growing my personal brand is that I do have the same skills as people who are way ahead of me in business monetarily, but what they were doing versus what I was doing is they were constantly putting out content, figuring out what worked, building their brand, and what I was doing was kind of like staying behind the scenes, wanting to do the right thing, not wanting to mess up. And so I really made this video for you guys because this is a lesson that I recently learned that has been so profound to me, is just taking the action will get you there one step at a time. And you may as well start now and start taking that action, even if it's not perfect. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if this resonated. And subscribe if you want to learn more about lead generation, growing a business, and everything like that. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.